access to drinking water remains a major challenge across the country. A recent report by acting public protector advocate Gcaleka has indicated that some communities in the Eastern Cape have had to share water sources with animals. Gcaleka has warned that the communities in question were now exposed to waterborne diseases. Well, for more on the scale of this crisis in the Eastern Cape and potential interventions, I'm joined now by the Water and Sanitation Minister, Senzo, Mchunu, who is coming to us from Mpangeni, KwaZulu-Natal this hour. Minister, good afternoon. Welcome. Have you had a chance to see this report by the Public Protector about the state of water supply and its quality and lack of in the Eastern Cape?
Yes, I've seen the report. We've had some charts on it. Thank you.
Yes. Now, this report is pointing to a very dire situation, and the Public Protector, the acting Public Protector, is warning of a possible outbreak of waterborne diseases. She's also recommended that the executive mayors of the affected municipalities need to come up with a remedial action plan. So are they doing so? Are you going to be assisting them in any way as a national minister, or is it a local government issue?
Well, generally, as the report says, I would always prefer that we discuss specific municipalities because there are different and specific plans for each one of them. But on a general note or general response, yes, we are assisting municipalities as per our discussions with them from time to time. We are right now in Makana. We've been for quite an extended period in Nelson Mandela Bay, fighting the problem of day zero. We then have moved now, because we've achieved what we needed to achieve. They're safe now, dams are full and so on. Now we are in Makana, we are in Alfred Nzo, we are in Amatole, Krisani, where we are putting or installing many pipes that will cover, including the areas, including Butterworth, and many rural areas in the area. The other day, we went to one municipality in Saraparkman. So we are assisting municipalities practically and intervening all over.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a number of them. You've mentioned, for example, the Chris Hani district municipality, and their wastewater treatment works there were either non-operational or partially functioning. Just one example. And because of that, you had areas like Isakisi's, or local municipality that covers Okowa and Kala and places like that. eNCA to local municipality, as well as Inguba, Yetemba, local municipality. Those were affected by this. It's really affecting a lot of people. How urgently are they moving to address these issues?
Well, to start off, even though I can't offhand know the allocations, but Eastern Cape municipalities have been allocated more than 6 billion rand just for this financial year. And their plans are at various stages, which we are monitoring. Those that are water service authorities, under whom there would be local municipalities, as you mentioned them, and they are getting assistance. You'll recall, we recently completed a large waterworks in Somo, which the president went to see, and we had gone there before, and we are no longer now at the stage. We are at the stage of putting pipes all over, and at that time most of them were lying on the next to the road with trenches. But work is continuing. What I would want to say is that we move from one municipality to the next, depending on discussions with the said municipalities, where they require our intervention or where we decide that we need to go to that municipality, offer them assistance on a regular basis. And once we have an agreement with them, we do exactly that. And so, and as I mentioned earlier, in African Zoo, we're dealing with the repairs of the cracked dam wall, and then we are going to be dealing with the rising main that will from Kholeka Dam up to Wild Coast, and then with reticulation on the way. So we are assisting municipalities all over.
Yeah, okay. You've got places like, I mean, I've mentioned some district municipalities, but the names that might be familiar to our viewers could be places like Craddock, like Middelburg, like Tsomo, like Tofimvaba. Those people have been without water for a long time. If you, as a National Department of Water, have to step in and intervene and assist local municipalities, why are they failing badly to provide water to their residents? Why do you, as from the national level, have to step in? Or put another way, Minister, how did we get here?
Well, it's a known fact that municipalities in South Africa have been declining in their capacity to deal with basic services, to provide them to people on the ground. But we are not giving up, and they themselves are not giving up. Minister of Kholeka and MSCs are not giving up. They are looking at turns around, but on the water side, we're working with them. But what has happened in the past is we have not been working very closely with municipalities. The duty of reticulating water, which is called water services, have been entirely left to municipalities alone, with the Department of Water and Sanitation maintaining a distance in terms of the law. But when we came in August 2021, we changed that because we said we can't have as a fact that municipalities are declining and hope that they won't decline in providing water. They are declining in providing water too. And therefore, we need to come into space, notwithstanding legislation that separate duties, us doing bulk water and municipalities doing reticulation. We now are working throughout the value chain just to mitigate problems. I would say where the public protector, for instance, may have zoomed in, because the first thing that we have to do is to say, where are we? You will find that Eastern Cape and different districts, that more than 70%, in some cases more than 80% coverage of provision of water. That's very important to pick up that point, because when you go to a locality, a village or so, it doesn't necessarily give you the whole picture in a municipality, a district municipality, or even a local municipality. So we then, after knowing that we are 70% in this district, where then are the areas, what's happening? We may be talking about a situation where a pipeline or a scheme of one kind or the other is coming. There is nothing like static situation as would have been stumbled upon by the investigators from the PP, without necessarily them going to the surroundings saying, but there's a pipe coming this way, and it is coming in 3 months or in 8 months or whatever period.
Yeah,
so we must avoid isolating things to that extent, but it is a fact that those areas may be suffering for now. But as I say, I know there's a pipe from Tsomo right to Butterworth, covering all the rural areas. So they may not be getting water now, but as the scheme builds up, they will get water.
Okay. Also, will they be safe? I mean, in one area, Ecebe, people were found to be drinking unhealthy and dirty water, which they share with animals.
Well, that is bad. That is bad to come to that for those municipalities that are affected. What it would mean is that, as we said we accept the report of the PP, and we're implementing their recommendations. But in essence, we know that their recommendations, by and large, coincide with our plans on the ground. It's just that we were not interviewed to provide such. What we are going to, what we are doing right now, as per our instructions, that our regional offices is identifying those areas, as you may be mentioning, and they are going to bring us the report, which will then say, with a worst scenario there, how long or how close are we to providing water in that area via one scheme or the other, so that we take worst cases and build up. That is coming.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and explanations this afternoon. Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu, we appreciate your time.